What's up, guys? You're tuned in to the evolution of Grizzly, and this is episode number 4. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 contest prep lessons that I've learned so far. So as I said in my introduction, I've been working with RJ Perkins for my prep, and this is my 12th week with him. And I definitely came into this with ideas and some perceptions of how it was going to go down, and some of those have stayed, but I've kind of developed a couple other outlooks on life and fitness, nutrition, and just kind of wanted to share what I feel were the top 5 takeaways that I've had so far. And I'm going to be doing this in order from 5 to my number 1 lesson. And these also could kind of work as tips for people who are thinking about competing, some things to kind of consider. So my first lesson was learn to love vegetables. A lot of the times you're going to be on a calorie-restricted diet, trying to strip down and get shredded as fuck, and during that time you're going to be hungry, man. It gets bad some days, low carb days. I go to the gym and afterwards all I'm craving are, big bowl of cereal, shit like that. And, I'm done with dinner and I realize that's the only thing I have to eat the rest of the day. And it gets kind of depressing sometimes. But vegetables, let me tell you, I've learned to make them a huge part of almost all of my meals. It definitely helps me feel full. Broccoli has been a savior. But on top of that, learning to love whole raw ingredients, they're going to become your best friends. I'm a believer that if you want to have a Pop-Tart, after your workout as your carbs or, whenever you want them, do it, whatever makes you happy. But you're going to be feeling hungry afterwards. Learning to eat raw foods, cutting out protein powders, things like that have really helped me along the way. Also, learning to cook. I was a pretty good cook before this, but definitely have gotten better. You learn tricks to just make yourself feel more full while you're eating. So that's tip number 5, man, is learn to love vegetables, learn to love whole foods, get them in. Tip number 4, and I'm a nerd, and I mentioned this maybe in my training video, collect data. Alright? I've learned, I track my weight very carefully. Every single day I put in an Excel sheet. I have a graph showing me where I've been, where I'm going. And really what this has helped me do is, I could use equations to make sure I'm on track. And right now it looks like I should be on track. And that keeps me feeling confident in what I'm doing in the gym. If I come back and I feel like I'm not looking too good, I need a quick pick me up, I'll look at where I've been, or where I was, where I'm going, and how I've done it so far, and it really helps me. Same thing happens with strength-based data. Tracking your body weight, your strength times your body weight, huge. My squat number is probably going down a little bit, but the fact that I'm 17 pounds lighter than when I started this, and I'm still hitting a number that's relatively up there, you don't realize that until you have it written down and you can actually look at it. And, having a workout book, record all your stuff. I actually just filled this one in. This is everything I've done with RJ so far is all in here. If I'm going in and I'm like, I know I'm going to be doing dumbbell bench today as one of my accessories, I could look back and I could see, on Monday I hit 70s for a set of 8, 5 sets of 8. And I know, either I want to get to that number again or if I want to try and push it. If you don't have things written down like that, how are you going to know? How are you going to progress? It makes things a lot more difficult if you're just going off of memory. Having it written down somewhere is, real useful to go back to. Also having, MyFitnessPal tracking my calories, just collecting all this data. And I could see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, where I need to change is huge. And if I ever want to do this again, I could go back and I could say this, I could follow this exact plan again and get right back where I was. So that's number 4, is collect data. Learn to love Excel, learn to use it. Number 3, and this is big, not even for just contest prep, for cutting, bulking. I mentioned it in my nutrition video, buy a scale. You need to be keeping track of what you're taking into your body and really being, knowledgeable with the foods, the supplements, everything you're taking in. It takes out a variable that you can control for now. Before this, when, in my off season, I was eyeballing everything. I would do one chicken breast and I would do, one sweet potato. Now, cut the sweet potato up, cut the chicken up, track the grams. That way I know on a day-to-day basis that I am hitting my numbers and I'm not going over and I'm not going under my numbers. And you could use the scale to weigh out your supplements too. I make my own pre-workout drink that I showed in my nutrition video. It's beta-alanine and creatine, real simple. I found that the scoops that they give me are not all that accurate. Sometimes, if it's a little rounded, it'll be an extra gram or, less. Does it make a difference? I don't know. If I take in 7 grams of beta-alanine versus 6 grams of beta-alanine, is it going to matter? Probably not. But at least it makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not worrying about this massive changing variable on a day-to-day or a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. So that's number 3, is buy a scale. That could kind of go in, I guess, with collect data. You're just tracking everything. Number 2, this is big. Take things slow. You do not want to go faster and, risk losing muscle or, things like that. This tip goes with, dieting. I make very small, or RJ makes very small changes to my, weekly or bi-weekly calories. Haven't been massive changes. At most I'm dropping, 50 calories here or there, on a week. And, when you do that, if I wanted to, I could have stripped body fat probably a lot faster, but I would have lost muscle. And you don't want to do that, You're trying to enter a bodybuilding show. You want to be the biggest shredded dude on stage. Take the extra fucking weeks to get shredded without losing muscle. There's no reason to rush it. Originally I was shooting for a contest that's, I think, 4 weeks away from today. And RJ told me I wasn't going to make it. And, we didn't want to go faster than we felt comfortable with. So now we chose a show that's a little bit later down the road. Same thing goes with adding cardio. I only started off with 1 cardio session a week. This week I'm going up to, 3 cardio sessions a week. You don't want to overdo it. There is no reason to go way too fast. This also goes with, eating slow. Helps you feel more full. Stop rushing through these things. Learn to enjoy it. Learn to take it slow. Learn to be methodical. Finally, my number 1 contest prep lesson that I have learned so far is, drumroll, do not get in your own head. Don't do it. I can't tell you how many times I'm sitting at the gym and I'm thinking to myself, shit, man, I wish I could go back and bulk and fill out my fucking rear delt, or, wish I could start working on, the width of my back, or, the size of my legs. And I sit there and I'm getting in my own head. I'm sitting there, I'm freaking myself out. What if I'm not big enough on stage? Maybe I should stop and, go back into a gaining phase. Don't do it. You sat there, you made a conscious decision to test yourself. Stick with it. Go through it. I get caught up in what others look like. I'll be sitting there and I'm looking at result pictures from other OCB shows or pro shows, or, I'm watching, these YouTube guys, and I'm thinking, damn, that dude's chest is fucking sick, man. I wish I could go start working on that again. Or, Brandon Campbell just put up this shit ton of weight. Or, Max Tuning just fucking deadlifted a ridiculous amount for his body weight. I'm sitting there, I'm getting strength envy. My strength numbers are starting to go down now. And, I'm starting to get into my own head a little bit more. It wasn't that bad originally. It's starting to happen more and more now as I get a little bit deeper. Don't do it, man. You're going to freak yourself out. You're not going to perform at your maximum if that's what you're thinking, Think to yourself, I'm going to look great at this. I'm going to control what I can control now, and then I'll work on this shit afterwards. And, along with that, hire a coach to help you. it'll keep you from getting too much into your own hair. And I'm like, damn, I wish my abs would come in a little bit faster. Maybe I should drop my calories a little bit more. But having RJ to sit there and be able to control it has helped me a lot, because then I don't have to freak out about it. He also has given me a second pair of eyes to to help me. Hiring a coach will help you not get into your own head. And I hope that next week I'll have a video out about mentality and kind of how to avoid getting in your own head. And it should be fun. So those are my top 5 contest prep lessons. Just to recap, it was learn to love vegetables and whole foods, collect data, buy a scale, take things slow, and man, whatever you do, do not get in your own head. Thanks for tuning in.